First of all, I want to say rest in peace to all those who lost their lives at the Travis Scott tragedy. This is something that was 100% foreseeable, 100% preventable, and in my opinion, it is something that there is only one person and one person to blame for its happening, and that is Travis Scott himself and the coordinators for this concert. It was evident from the very beginning, before the concert even started on that day, that there was a problem, and that problem was overpopulation of the concert. They had exceeded the limit of how many people could be there. But how could this have happened? How could they have exceeded the limit? Well, people were rushing through the gates, knocking things over, and breaking through VIP. People that don't have any business being there. I don't even know if they bought their tickets or not. It was already sold out concert, and yet they ran through and nobody stopped them. Nobody kicked them out. There was barely any security. Security barely did anything. Even the police, they were on horseback. They were overwhelmed. Now, just for the sake of having respect for the tragedy that happened, I'm not going to show any footage from the actual event, because there is a ton of it. There is a ton of devastating footage and pictures of things that actually happened and how everything horribly went wrong. And I believe this is probably, in US history, this is the one concert that has the most amount of death toll. It has landed a record for that, an infamous record. And if you guys want to see some of the stuff that I'm talking about, I'm going to leave a link to my Twitter account in the description below in the top comment, because I've retweeted a few things that I feel like are extremely important. Nothing too graphic, but things that are important to take note for the concert itself. So if that was an indicator that something was wrong, that there was too many people at this concert, the next thing is something that is 100% preventable, and that is Travis Scott himself noticing that something was wrong from his podium. He had a view of the entire concert on a giant ass podium, and a couple of times he noticed that there was things going wrong in this concert. There were bodies being pulled out of the concert. People were passed out. People were incapacitated. He was directing security at one point to pick people up. But before that, when people were yelling to stop the concert, people were screaming help. You even have a clip that they've been using to promote the concert of things that have happened, like how crazy the concert was, like in terms of entertainment, because a lot of places, a lot of like Apple Music and just other outlets, before there was tragedy, they were like promoting the concert. Like, look how crazy and packed it is. But in those little screenshots, in that footage, you can hear people yelling help, screaming bloody murder, help, help, he's dying, all that stuff. You can hear it in the concert itself. And if you can hear it from a camera like a good way away from the concert, Travis Scott could have heard that when he's right there next to it. There are horror stories of when Drake came up on stage. People were pushing to the front, trying to get to the front in certain sections where the tragedies happened. In certain sections of the concert, they were pushing up front, pushing people that were already up front, like up to the bar. And that's kind of how it all went down. People couldn't breathe. People were passing out and then getting trampled on. That is where the injuries came from. That is where the fatalities came from. And there are like a lot of tragic stories of people falling in underneath everyone else and seeing other people who were still alive and conscious getting trampled and then getting knocked out, and even worse. This is a tragedy among tragedy, because Travis Scott, at one point, people are yelling at him to stop the concert. He goes, stop the concert, you guys know what you guys came here for, I ain't stopping anything. He said that in his own words. A girl and a guy, they were both young, they both were in the thick of it, they were able to escape out of there, seeing that there was too many people, thousands of people in one little section trampling over other people. They knew there were people underneath, there were bodies underneath, and then they got out and decided to go on a podium where there was a cameraman, and the cameraman shooed him away. They were telling them that there's people dead in there, they're dying in there, and the cameraman couldn't be bothered. He was streaming this live. He only cared about the show, and that is the major issue. That is the problem. Everybody there only cared about the show. There are reports that the paramedics that were there and the security that were there, they didn't know CPR, they didn't know how to handle it, they didn't know how to get through. And it's not just the show itself. It is the people that were in the show, the kids, the people that were taking part as the audience. When ambulances are trying to go through and you're blocking them intentionally, they're jumping on top of them trying to dance. That is completely hectic. That is completely uncalled for, and they basically acted like animals. And this isn't something that isn't just laid rest at the feet of the people that were at the concert. This is an issue with Travis Scott and the way that he's promoted things. He encouraged people to take down barricades, encouraged his fans to break down things, he's encouraged his fans to be rowdy. He's actually been arrested twice for inciting riots. This dude didn't give a shit about anything, and a kid, from a small kid, 10-year-old kid, as far as the reports are saying right now, he could possibly have lost his life in this situation. Why is there a 10-year-old there, you may ask? Because Travis Scott has been marketed to kids, to children, on Fortnite, and McDonald's, other things like that, dude. People should not have died at his concert when he is the main architect of the concert. I mean, of course, people are gonna say it's his team or whatever, but he is the leader of that team. He should be safety first, especially at a concert. Like, I would love to go to a concert, and people love to go to concerts. I haven't been to one yet, but everyone loves concerts, and you shouldn't have to worry about coming home alive from a concert, from having fun. These are the type of things that happen when a mass shooting happens. Like, people shouldn't be worried about making it back home when they go out to have a good time. And this is almost that same energy. It was just very unsafe, an unsafe environment that was perpetrated by fans being rowdy at the behest of Travis Scott, inadequate teams of people on the ground for CPR, and just a tremendous lack of awareness that the concert was in peril when people are rushing and breaking down the VIP section to try to get in, and there were way too many people there than there were supposed to be. This is a tragedy, and my heart goes out to everyone who has lost their lives, all their families. I've seen people do petitions that the money that was made from this concert should go to the victims' families. I 100% agree, and I think Travis Scott should lose all his deals, not only with Fortnite, but with McDonald's, everything that's marketed to kids. This guy doesn't give a shit. He does not care, only cares about the bag, and now people have lost their lives for it. This is going to be Sunscape signing off. Take care, guys.